It's your boy Concert Viz 34, and today is a day that there's some very sad news, but with this news, we get a little bit more clarity to what is going on regarding Boyd Tinsley, the Dave Matthews Band, and some allegations that have been made by a former member of a band called Crystal Garden, a band that violinist Boyd Tinsley really started and created and funded. And we get a lot of information about the funding part of this band, Crystal Garden. There is a victim that is taking legal action, and I wish the best for this victim. And based on the allegations, it seems like he has been through a lot. Again, these are all allegations. A lot of these are just reports that still we have to see what settles and what is done. But there is a musician by the name of James Frost Wynn who is accusing a longtime DMB violinist Boyd Tinsley of sexual misconduct in a bunch of different ways over years and years of what was a friendship. It started out as a friendship, and it still was a friendship in the eyes of Boyd Tinsley, but for Mr. Frost Wynn, he felt as if things just went way too far, and that Boyd was a brother, and he ended up becoming over time someone who did things that were very weird, odd, and inappropriate. Now, with this information that we've gotten today from a couple different sources like Jam Base and specifically Consequence of Sound, they have a lot more details than most media outlets that they seem to have access to. With this, let's first talk about what this clears up. And this is something that I've tried to say to fans that are mad about where's the statement from DMB, where's the statement from Dave and Stefan and all these people as far as what happened with Boyd. Well, we're seeing why they're not being quick to comment in a way that kind of jumps the gun of what is going to be coming legally. But they tried to respect his dedication to the band, but that he was taking a break for personal issues. And I think looking back, and I thought this before, looking back, all the band members did the right thing as far as how they responded when this initial departure of Boyd was there, to just wish him well, but also give some space to say, you know what, these allegations that now we know they've been aware of are very serious. So for those fans who were critical of the band, you saw it on Facebook, you saw it on Twitter, the comments on the DMB Facebook page, and it's social media. People are mostly negative that comment. The positive people don't comment as much. That's just social media. The comments were very hard and harsh, and what I tried to say and what other people tried to say is let's wait to see what happens. With all of that said, the other thing that we want to talk about to defend the band is the timing of these announcements of Boyd leaving, and really what we're getting now, a day before the band takes the stage for the first time this spring/summer, we get more information. These are two different things that Mr. Frost Wynn has done, and this is not his fault. I am not blaming him for this, because he had to go on his time. When he thought it was time to take one point of action to go to talk to Boyd, and another point of action to file this, that's on him. He is an alleged victim, and he seems, regardless of what is true and what is false, he has been through a lot, okay? And we know that for sure. That he has been through a lot. He's lost his mother. He's been a struggling musician. He was brought on with an amazing opportunity to play with a very legendary violinist like Boyd, and now he has to make this tough decision to file charges against someone who literally was funding a lot of his life, his well-being, his income was coming from Boyd Tinsley. So the first thing that comes forward that we find out today is that on February 2nd, this is the same time frame that Boyd made this announcement. The day before, Boyd made an announcement to take a break from DMB. The night before, February 2nd, there's a demand letter sent to Boyd from James Frost Wynn's legal representation. So with that being sent on February 2nd, and then Boyd announcing on February 3rd, and I believe it was the 4th or the 5th. Let me go back to February to see, because I'm going to go back to, because what we want to do is, it just goes to show you that, you know what, when someone comes legally at you like this with allegations, what is the band supposed to do when these are serious allegations? Yeah, so February 2nd, Boyd is made aware of the demand letter, and they play February 3rd, the band, Dave Matthews Band, plays February 3rd, the night before the Super Bowl, which was February 4th. So while it was bad time for people like me who invested in this tour and paid money expecting the full band, when these allegations come forward, well, you know what? The band has to make some decisions. I don't know who made the decisions. We don't know a lot right now. And that's been the theme for all my videos. People thinking, oh, well, DMB can get this violinist, so they can get this player. No, they can get Bella Fleck. No, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. And by the way, all these people that are saying this stuff, if you know anything about music as far as scheduling artists, booking artists, behind the scenes, people make their tour dates and they sign up for everything at the beginning of the year, especially musicians that aren't wealthy. Musicians that need to find certain areas to provide for their family because they're not millionaires. They have to set, if you're a violinist, you're a top-notch trumpet player or trombone player, you got to set your dates in advance so you know how to plan for your family. If you're not part of a U2 or you're not part of a Dave Matthews Band, you got to be able to have your money set because you have to do different sessions. You know, you got to, sometimes they have to be session players for movies and for commercials, and other times they got to be, hey, well, this jazz fest wants us here. Hey, this music festival or this music summer camp for kids, they're gonna pay me this amount to come. So you can't just pull a violinist off the street that is talented. I've wasted too much time on that, but that's just a point to keep in mind. Anyone who's saying, oh, well, DMB should do this and that. But let's go back to this again. The second we have legal representation sending information to Boyd. Boyd then says on Saturday, I'm taking a break. Well, that gives me more information to just say, okay, well, it's bad timing as a fan that's paying more money than ever to see DMB. This is a serious level of charges, and I'm sure Boyd passed it along to, you know, Carter on the drums, to Boyd, to Stefan, everyone. And, you know, okay, then look, he can't come, he needs to worry about this. This is going to be a distraction all tour, and he's going to possibly be in court. So, all right, Boyd's out. And then another thing that you have to realize, and again, I don't want to criticize James Frost Wynn for his timing. Whenever it is whenever you think it's comfortable to make a move, make that move, especially as a victim. And unfortunately, I know victims that I didn't even know were victims of sexual assault going to events like Take Back the Night at my college. I've people I saw every day, they shared their stories, and it broke my heart. So people who are victims, again, in the way the struggles they've told me about to come forward, I'm not going to knock anyone for when they make their moves. But with that said, we get all this information the day before DMB opens up tomorrow in Houston. So clearly, legally, the timing of these moves, of these decisions, is coinciding with key DMB dates. And that's if that's what the legal counsel does, or if it's just coincidence, I'm not going to speculate, whatever. But when these things are lining up close to DMB events, we have to give the band a break. The band that's, you know, as far as the members that are left, management, because these things are popping up right before the most critical days of this band's year. Because the first show for the full band, you know, the night before that, and then also now the first full band spring/summer show. Again, another piece of information comes forward. So I'm not going to talk much about Boyd and his issues because he needs to deal with those issues. But this is more about how people are critical of the Dave Matthews Band. And I am someone who is critical of the Dave Matthews Band. I've been critical of DMB Live. I think that was, or DMB Live 25, that little 25th anniversary thing. They know how much we love rare songs and unreleased songs, as far as they've never been put on a DMB stamped official CD or live tracks. And they overcharge for DMB Live. I've been critical of Stefan talking about politics and talking about all this other stuff about Trump, but when it comes to actually talking about the pricing, oh, he knows nothing. When he talks about every injustice in the world except the rising ticket price cost, I called out Stefan. And I still love the band. I still love Stefan. Do your thing, man. But that's just something that I've had a gripe with. I've had gripes with certain sets, certain things that they're not challenging themselves with. And these are just things I'm not even close to the level on my best day and on their worst day to this band. But just like I root for my sports teams, like I have favored interests in other different performances of, like, if I see a TV series and it goes down the tubes, I'm going to be critical. So I've been critical of this band for many things, but the stuff that people are being petty over, oh my gosh, I can't hear Lie in My Graves with Boyd. Who cares? There's someone that's facing serious charges that needs to take care of this portion of the legal process. We have someone that is a diehard musician who loves Boyd, just like many of us love these musicians. We would kill to be touring with some of these people just for a tour stop or two. And this person put his trust in Boyd, and allegedly this guy got taken advantage of. And who wouldn't? I mean, this is, again, a huge internationally known musician that's offering another musician a chance of a lifetime. And there are allegations that are serious. Now, at the same time, Boyd has a family. Boyd has a wife. He has children. And I really want to wish the best for them. And I also want these allegations, as far as they are allegations. Now, these are serious allegations. There's text messages being thrown up on articles. And to be honest, it really leans to make me think that some of this, if not all of it, is true. With that said, we do have to have the legal process play out. I am against any sort of violence or sexual assault or sexual misconduct. We are human. I'm not perfect. I made mistakes in my life, and I'm not going to be on my high horse like I'm perfect and I haven't had issues while not in this area where I haven't had flaws in my life. We are all human. We need to let this trial or whatever the legal process is go through. But we need to, again, respect this band. If they decide to remove Boyd off these posters, well, look at these allegations, okay? Look at the allegations. Again, these are allegations. If things are cleared, he'll be back on everything. If things go another way, well, we'll have to see. But people were so petty. Oh my gosh, Boyd's not on my calendar. God, just people. And I know this is the internet. This is how people think. We put the biggest flaw in our society, and this is me included, okay? This is me included. We put these musicians and these artists and these celebrities on pedestals. And then if a musician we don't like, if a person is a different race, a different gender, it has different political views, many times, not everyone, but many times, people in that same boat say, you know what? Well, he's one of us. We don't care. But if someone is someone we hate, they are the exact opposite of us, we go and we get our pitchforks and we, burn them at the stake. We have to be fair to any allegations of sexual misconduct, of abuse, of anything this serious. And we can't just put artists on pedestals like people have been doing with Boyd for all these years with all the band members, okay? It's out of control. People stalking these people, stalking the tour bus, chilling in the hotel just to get a photo. For what? When you're sitting back on your, on your rocker chair in your last days of your life, what is that photo going to do for you versus the memories of the concert? We have to really respect the legal process. We have to stop holding these band members up like they're angels, okay? Like they're prophets, like they're Jesus or Muhammad. And we have to realize they're human. We can critique them like I do, but at the end of the day, they're human. They have families. And like I said, I wish the best for Boyd's family and even for Boyd with these allegations, whether he has done some of this, all of this, none of this. You know, I just hope that, you know, everything can be sorted out in a fair way, and that if there is things that he's struggling with that cause this, that he does get the help he needs. Again, one of the other things with society, and I'll shut up after this, is we tend to, and yes, some of this stuff is very serious, but we tend to just let these people that have these issues. Now, some people deserve jail time if they get accused of things like this, and Boyd is accused of these things. He should get the legal repercussions, but we have to help these people. Okay, they need to do their time. They need to pay, and I'm not, and that's kind of fishy because now I'm saying like, boy, did it. But we have to make sure that we punish people legally for what they've done to other people. But we have to find ways to attempt to get them the help they need while they serve the punishment for what they've done, or what's been ruled in a court of law. That's all I gotta say today. This was straight up a freestyle. I wish I was a little more organized, but let me know what you guys think. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Conserviz34. I'm out.